Hi everybody, just before we start this video, I want to quickly stop off to put a little caveat for some of the rules that we're going to be playing with in these videos. Now, at the time of filming, the rules are still in alpha, I believe. So
yeah, definitely.
Alpha, beta.
Well, really, they're
fluid.
alpha because that's one of the pledge levels is being able to do the beta rules.
Yeah. So basically, what we're saying in this is, if there are any changes to the rules that you notice from the videos to the final rulebook, it is because we're playing it really early on, and we're actually feeding in a little bit to the guys, and some changes are happening because of it.
Yeah, and if you have any comments about the rules, put them in the bottom, and it'll help us with developing the game.
Yeah. Now, we always do love putting out prizes, yeah? So, we have one up for grabs, and it's quite the funny one, okay? So, you may notice this character popping up in some of the videos. Now, I'll give you a good close look at him, like so. So this is basically a 3-up of one of the characters. This is Franz, yeah?
Yeah.
And what we've done is, we've hidden him in some of the videos. So, this one's going to be a little different, because as well as just doing your regular comments, you're going to have to see how many times he pops up during these videos and actually get a comment in on the final one as to how many times you think he has been in there. Now, we will only be counting from the final video, because that's where you'll have had the chance to see every time that he's been in. So don't go guessing before then, because you could get it wrong.
And not including this video.
Fair point. This little segment does not count, but the prize is something very cool. So one of the pledge levels for the Fabled Realms Kickstarter is going to be a beta weekend. So basically, whenever you take that pledge, it'll allow you and a mate to come and spend a weekend learning to play Fabled Realms.
Yeah.
And those people that come to it will be getting what's called the beta kit, right?
Yeah, they will be.
So what it is 2 sets of resin miniatures, 1 Eightfold Path, 1 Druggoi, 1 set of beta cards, and beta rules, yes.
And the beta rules?
Yeah, sorry, my brain went...
That's all right.
The prize is not actually to come to the event, because that would be a little bit silly. But whoever wins will receive that beta set, so that you and a mate can actually start getting into the game and learning to play.
Yeah, and this will be months before the eventual release of the Kickstarter product.
Yes. So the question is, how many times does our big version of Franz end up hiding in a video? So get your comments in, and we will see you a little later. Hello everybody, I am joined by Cad and Adam from 4Ground, and today we are going to be showing you the basics of how to play the Legends of Fabled Realms. Now, actually, is it the Legends of Fabled Realms or just Legends of Fabled Realms?
The Legends of Fabled Realms.
The Legends of Fabled Realms. I just wanted to make sure I had it right, because as soon as you guys go out there and start punching this into Google, you need to be fit to find it. So, what are we going to play today, guys?
So what we're playing is the demo game we had at Salute and at UK Games Expo. This just shows you the basics of the game, takes you through some quick actions and just the first couple of turns. Okay.
And for everybody at home, we have built this entire table. Pretty much 99% of it is all 4Ground stuff that we've winterized and upgraded. So if you have a little look across the battlefield, as you can see, nice raised areas and stuff, lovely little well in the middle, things like that. So who goes first? Because I know this is sort of a preset scenario that we're doing.
Yeah, so this one is preset. So the first player in this one is the Eightfold Path, which is me. Unlike certain other games, you're the reactive player. This means you're going to actually be engaged in this game at the moment.
Yep.
And the way we do it is we're going to go through one of the preset events. So just to show you a few of the ways that different things can happen.
Okay. Right, well, Adam, seeing as I'm playing against Cad, I'm going to expect you to keep me right on rules and stuff here, mate, because I'm still finding my feet here. So
that's fine.
If I get lost and look like I'm wandering off, you know, ooh, shiny, you just drag me back on point, yeah?
Will do.
Okay, so...
right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to... This wizard here is a little gnome wizard.
Okay, so where is he? Here?
He's there.
Ah, I see. Okay.
And what he's going to do is he's going to do a shooting action.
Okay.
And the reason he's doing a shooting action is because he's going to play a magic card. Now, this is an ability card, and what it allows me to do is to use my magic instead of shooting, which is good for him because he doesn't have a bow, so normally he can't shoot at all. So the way I have to do it is I spend one of my momentum points, which is like our way to generate actions, and I dictate the target.
Okay, so you're targeting way down here.
Yeah, I'm going to target this unit. Okay. And what I do is I declare the action, which is a shoot action. I then dictate the target, which is that unit there.
Yep.
And now I have to allow you to react.
Okay, so this is me saying I now have a few tactical options. So
You do.
okay,
Yeah.
Adam, what are my options
So
here?
your options are you could run in behind the building to
In here?
yeah,
Okay.
or you could go straight forward because you're a fighting army, so you want to get as close as possible.
Okay.
Or you could bring up just because that unit is being targeted doesn't stop you from reacting with another unit on the table.
All right, so I have a second unit over here I could act
Yeah,
with.
so you could react with that unit. The most important thing to remember when you are the reactive player is you can never make hostile actions against the non-active group or unit. So you couldn't charge these. You couldn't,
so
like
I
with
couldn't
those, you
come
could
up-
not charge those.
okay.
You can only make a charge action or a shoot action against the gnome.
Which is why he's hidden at the back.
Well, he's a little guy. He's meant to stand at the back screaming at people, move forward, damn it, move it!
And stopping me from running away.
Yes.
So but one thing you can do as well is you can make double actions.
Okay.
So you could, if you wanted to now, spend 2 momentum to move as fast as possible towards this unit here of 4 dudes, just to get a bit of a mashup, because that's what you're looking to do. You're looking to cause as much fear as possible.
I think what I'll do is I will spend the 2.
Yep.
And I have to mark where I'm planning to go with this, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I will do a double action, and with him I can move 12.
Yeah.
So I'll actually go a little less just to keep the unit together, because I know if these guys start getting too far apart, the unit breaks down. It's no longer a unit then, yeah?
So yeah, so the Dragoi and the Glutton for this
The
force,
Dragoon are these guys here.
the smaller
little guys?
men,
The little
Yeah.
guys, and
the
the Glutton
Glutton's
is
the big
guy at the
unit.
back.
Big guy. Okay, we'll get a closer look at them later.
and so they have to stay. A unit has to stay within an inch of one another for it to be still a unit.
Okay, so that's my reaction.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this as a conflicting action.
Okay.
It wouldn't necessarily be normally in a game, because it's down to the players whether they feel it's conflicting, whether I think that your placement of your models will negatively affect my shot.
And so just one of us has to call conflicting and we have to roll?
Yes.
Okay.
So even if it's just movement, even if I think it's not going to be a conflicting action,
And I do.
you do.
We have to roll.
We have to roll.
Okay.
So,
So what do we use for that?
we use our situational awareness.
Okay.
So that is the I.
So my leader is the guy with the halberd, yeah?
Yep.
So that'll generate for me 2 whites and 1 blue die, yeah?
Yeah.
One thing that we always do as well is that we look in your characters have traits and equipment, because sometimes they could have a fight school that helps them in different situations. So that character there, he does have an additional blue dice.
Bazukov.
Yes. Yeah,
So
that's
that'll
right.
give me another blue. So I've got
Yes.
2 blue, 2 white.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and...
So I roll first in a conflicting action.
Okay, if you just pop them right here for me.
Yeah. So I've rolled. Sorry, I'm going to move them to the side for you.
Yeah, that's okay. So what have you rolled there?
So
I've rolled a success and a critical and a blank.
Okay, so that's a success, that's a critical. Okay.
Yeah.
And what do I now need to do to beat that? Do I need to get more hits, more criticals?
You need to match the symbols.
Uh-huh.
So this is a opposed check.
Uh-huh.
So when you roll it, a success cross swords can remove one of my cross swords.
Uh-huh.
A critical can remove one of my criticals.
Right.
And if you had a red dice, a super critical could remove a super critical.
All right, so I just have to tie. Yep?
Yes.
Okay, let me give it a roll. Probably going to roll all blanks. Oh no, 2 criticals and a cross sword.
So what happens is you start cancelling mine out.
All right, so that'll cancel that.
Yeah.
And that'll cancel that, and this is unnecessary, yeah?
So yeah, so by the sheer fact that you've cancelled everything out and you've got stuff spare, you've won.
Okay, cool.
So now you've won, you get to order the dictate the order of the action. So you can either have it now that CAD shoots you now, the middle of your move, or the end of your move.
Right, and I'm guessing later in other games, whenever you have more units on the tabletop, that's going to change whether or not it's actually, am I in cover, am I not in cover?
Yes,
things
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
I
and
could
if-
activate now, move to cover, let him take the shot, and then move on.
And even with
Yes.
now, because with shooting, it always has to be on the closest model
Aye.
per enemy shooter. So where you got here is it has to go on your leader. Whereas if your leader was a little bit wounded at this moment in time or a little bit vulnerable, you might want to say, well, I'm going to do it at the end of my move and have it so.
Oh, so I can reshuffle my lines
Yeah,
and force the shot onto someone else?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's clever. All right, well, I think as it stands, my leader's big, he's tough, he's just going to take this one on
He's
the
got
chin.
a lot of
Yeah.
wounds as well. So
So what I'll do is I will have him move up into position. And everybody else will follow up behind. Now, I'm not too worried in this about measuring precisely how far people are going, because it is just a demo game to actually show how the system works. And I assume I take this with me,
Yeah,
because I was the
because
target, yeah?
you are the target, so you keep the marker with you to show that you're targeted.
Yeah, so that's got me nicely up into the center here. I think
Yeah.
I'm quite happy with that.
So what I do now is it's another opposed roll, but I'm going to shoot you now with my magic.
Okay.
So my magic for the little gnome, his magic stat is 2 red dice. They're the most powerful dice in the game. They're the only ones with super criticals on them. He also gets an extra white dice.
Yeah.
Because gnomes are naturally magical.
In this world. Okay.
In this world, they're the most magical race.
Okay.
So I now roll my dice.
Oh.
And
a super critical.
That is a super critical, which is really good for me because it can only be blocked by a red dice.
Right.
And rolling another super critical.
What you can do now is you've been allocated dice.
Yeah.
So you have been targeted by an attack.
Oh, I have 1 card in my hand here. Can I possibly use this?
Yes, you can use that now. So what this card does is that you do a magic test, and if you get a critical symbol, which is a skull, you're going to gain a red dice in defense.
Okay, I will try that. And what do I roll this on? Just my magic ability?
Magicka, which is like the little explosion.
Okay, so that's 2 blue dice.
Yeah.
So I've got, I think it's like a 20-30% chance to get
it is a 25% chance per dice.
Per dice.
Okay, so let's see if I can get a skull. I do?
Yeah. So you're going to gain a red dice to defense.
Okay. So now I need to actually work out what the dice I would have for my defense.
Yes.
Cool.
Yep.
So that's the shield we have.
Okay, so it's got 3 blue dice. I assume those are no use to me.
They aren't, no. They can't block.
No, they can't block the red.
So I won't even bother rolling them in this. I have resilience, so that would generate a white dice.
Yeah.
Again, it's no use.
But I have Dorian armor, which gives me a red.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I will have 2 red?
Yes, you will.
That's correct.
Okay. So it's basically figuring out how to generate your dice pools in this game, guys. It's really easy because on the cards you've got a little white symbol, a blue symbol, and a red symbol. They're different shapes, so it's very easy to tell what you're actually building into a dice pool. From what I understand from you guys, I check my traits, I check my equipment, just to make sure there are no bonuses in this.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll roll this. So if you clear the dice there for me. I'm looking for a super critical. Oh, I got one!
Yay.
Yes!
So, unfortunately, my Magicka missile exploded all over your armor.
Yeah.
And your Magicka field and did nothing.
So, here's a question for you. Can everyone in this universe use magic to some degree?
Yes. So where the cards have an S or a C on them, an S means it can only be activated by a keyword. So you might have in the middle band of the cards that we have, you might have Eightfold Path, so it can only be used by Eightfold Path characters.
I see.
Whereas the C means it can be used by any character.
So it's a common ability?
Yes, yeah, common ability. So common and special. So where that one was a common, even if you had an orc, he could use it. Even if you had your glutton, who isn't technically that magical, but he could still use it.
Yeah, his Magicka is too white.
Yeah.
So that's a 1 in 6 chance of getting a critical on both
2 dice
on each dice.
So it's not impossible.
It's interesting though that everybody can just go, nope, the power of my face says no, not today. And it does actually
but then as well, we've got some
cool.
other cards in there that are like a potion card. So if you just down a potion, you gain a blue dice to magic.
Ooh.
So you could have your orc that's not very magical down this potion, he then becomes quite magical.
That's actually quite cool. Okay, so your magic missile failed.
Yeah. So
what happens now?
All that happens now is I put this near my unit. That's to show that he's spent 1 momentum on that unit this turn. And you can only spend momentum equal to your command plus 1. So his command is 2, so you could have 3 spent on him in a turn.
Okay, and I assume you use whoever has the highest command within a unit?
Yes.
Because units seem to be a very amorphous thing in this. People can join and leave as they please, sort of thing.
And one model by themselves, he is a unit, but together they are a unit, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea that it's very free-flowing, but it makes sense that, okay, he's the leader of this unit because he has the best leadership. It makes sense they would be following and listening to his orders, which is quite cool. And,
for instance, in morale, you use the highest from a character in the unit, so only heroes and leaders.
Right.
So if your henchman has got really good morale, and he's there going to the leader, look, we should stay, the leader's going, no, I'm in charge, I'm off.
That's cool. Okay, so that action's done?
Yeah, so I discard my card.
I discarded mine.
And we go on to the next action, because I've still got momentum left.
Okay.
I've got 1 point. So what we're going to do is we're going to show a bit of a fight.
Okay.
I'm going to charge you here.
Okay. Well, come at me, bro.
Well, you get to react.
So you get to react. So remember what I said is that you don't always have to react with a unit that is being targeted. So you might want to now think about bringing up this unit to help support them.
All right. Actually, a good idea. So this unit here I'm going to put 2 on them. So 1 and 2. And what I'm going to do is they're going to go for a double move. So the movement on my leaders is 6, but the Druggoi is 5, if I remember right. Yeah?
That's correct.
All right, so they're just going to book it maybe 10 inches here. So let's say about there. They'll stop just shy of it behind the well. And
that's a good position that you put yourself in on the other side of the well, is because you've now made it so once you get there, that this unit is going to be harder for them to reach you.
Yeah, they actually have to come out and round and decide which way they're going.
Yeah.
And it still leaves me flexible enough that I can come back at them if I need to.
Exactly.
So I think that'll do. Now, I'm going to say this is unopposed because it won't matter where I start or finish here.
No, and in the case of an unopposed one, if you're playing just a friendly game, you just move your miniatures.
All right.
If you're playing in a more competitive situation, the active player does their action first.
Got it.
And it's just to give it that bit of structure so that you know exactly when people should be moving.
Got it. All right, well, I'll move my guys into position here just because it won't affect anything, and we can have that nice and tidy before the fight happens. And that way, also, I don't forget to move my stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that's another.
I would.
But that's another great thing of even when you position the tokens and stuff like that, because a lot of stuff can happen in one instant. It does. It is a nice little helpful reminder of going like, oh, I need to move these guys over here. So it does. It is a good place.
Yeah, it's one of the things I was thinking about with having to mark your intention with the actual momentum marker. It sort of locks you into it. Like, you know the way you'll get some friends that'll go, "Oh, I'm going to move to here," and then it's like, "Oh no, I didn't mean to do that." So you kind of avoid that. I quite like that.
Yeah, it stops the. I've gone first. I'm not moving quite that far, so you can't charge me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because one thing that you have to do is one miniature has to touch the token that you've placed.
Yeah.
So. And if you still want to keep them in a unit, they've got to be with that inch. So yeah, it makes it very much so everyone knows where people are going.
Yeah, it keeps you on a committed footing, I'm going to call it. Because as soon as you commit to that move, I mean, like with me doing a double move there, I could actually put down the first token and then the second token to mark the points I'm going to move to. Just if I was the active player, say I was moving through 2 points, it means that I can show that I'm staying away from your unit.
Yeah, rather than I've assumed you're moving directly across.
Exactly. Exactly. Now it means I'll be a little shorter on the move.
Yeah,
but it does give that freedom. It does give you.
It's that cleanness because it's a very organic system you've got here for moving backward and forth. Yeah. All right, so I've done my move.
Yeah, so now I get to smack you.
Come and get me. Come and get me, cat. So, the dice rolls are going to be crap.
Yeah, they probably will be. So what happens is the closest model moves to the closest model, unengaged model. Sorry.
Ah, okay.
So he moves up to this guy.
Okay.
Yeah,
let's pop that token out the way.
Out of the way. Now, what happens next is these guys can move 6 inches. So my 2 spearmen, well, one of my spearmen's going to jump on the back there.
Okay.
And the other one's going to jump on the back here. Because spearmen can count as being a base they're in contact with.
Ah.
So he is actually able to fight as if he's there.
Ah, that's a nice touch.
Axeman, on the other hand, can't. So he's just going to wander around the side of it.
Okay.
And they don't have to end up in... Oh, sorry, Adam, you're probably about to say that.
No, I was going to say, no, Cad's going to write, sorry I interrupted him, is that, they don't have to end up in base contact, because when you work out in a minute, we're going to do like situation awareness levels, which is like an initiative order.
Okay.
When you get to that, each step, each model in that step can move another 3 inches to get engaged into a model, into combat.
Or
so
just to move around the combat.
Yeah.
So you can sneak around the back. If they're all engaged and nobody's moving out, and you've got a little thief kind of person, you just sneak around the outside. As long as the battle goes on for long enough, you'll be able to get yourself right in the back, start stabbing up their wizards.
Yeah. We all know rogues do it from behind.
But again, though, because where you're new to the game, is that one thing I want to do is that the Druggoi are a scary faction. So whenever you charge into a unit of Druggoi or a unit of Druggoi charge you, they've got terrifying creatures. And for each terrifying creature, you're going to gain a fear token. So they've got the big glutton and their leader are both terrifying one each. So you're going to gain 2 fear. Cad's going to gain 2 fear token. So you're starting to lower their morale and stuff like that. But unfortunately, the Eightfold Path, it's their job to fight these dudes. So they can absorb quite a lot.
Oh god. Okay.
And they use it as a resource later on.
We will have to see that. Okay.
So
you've came into me. What do we do now?
We now work out our situational awareness level. So for your leader, you look at his eye, which is situational awareness.
Okay.
You get 1 point per white dice, 2 points per blue dice. If you had a red dice, you'd get 3.
All right, so he would have 4?
Yeah, but you do count your traits. And if you remember his Vazukov school...
gives him an additional blue.
Yeah, so he's 6.
Ah.
Now, unfortunately, my leader is blue and 2 whites, so he's 4.
Okay.
And all of our henchmen are 3 whites, so that's 3.
Okay, so basically, because my guy is quite sharp about looking around him, seeing what's going on, he's going to get an initial swing in there?
Yeah, he's going to strike first.
Okay, well, so I need to work out his fighting stats. So I'm seeing on the cross swords, I'm assuming that's melee.
Yeah.
I would just like to say now that if we had any ability cards for combat, we'd play them first before working out the initiative order.
Yeah.
But neither of you have any, so that's why we're just getting straight into combat.
All right, I thought you were going to say we don't have hands. Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
It makes it hard to roll.
All right, so I've got 3 blue.
Yep.
Looking at my traits, I can see he's got an aggressive, so that'll add a white. And then he's got a pole arm, so that's going to add another blue. So I've got 4 blues, 1 white. Would that be correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. See, I love the fact that it's all just baked into the cards. It keeps things so much simpler than going and checking stat lines, stat lines, stat lines. All right, so I'll roll these at you.
Yep.
All right.
And hopefully fluff.
Well, you hope.
Oh,
reasonably
that's okay.
That'll be 3 strikes and 1 critical.
Yeah.
It's because the reason why we're saying it's relatively okay is because sometimes, because cross swords can't cancel those criticals, sometimes you can, someone can have a lot of dice and they just roll all swords, and because that 1 critical's there, they take that wound. So that's why skulls are good to see as...
Luckily, my guy is wearing the best armor he can be.
Right.
And is very well trained. So he would normally get 2 blues and a white. And also 2 reds from his armor.
Okay.
But
do you have anything to counter that?
Yeah, unfortunately, you're armed with a nasty pole arm.
Okay, so special high impact 1?
So what high impact means is that you can take 1 of their defense dice from equipment.
Okay.
So that's why we have dice coming from equipment and traits and stats in different places, because sometimes they're affected by stuff and others.
Okay, so I'm assuming there are some cards that will affect my traits, some special rules that will affect my equipment?
Traits are never affected.
Okay.
So, for instance, you're aggressive. Even if for whatever reason I managed to wipe out all of your combat dice,
and your weapons,
you would still always get your aggressive.
Got it.
For instance, one of my traits is Tauhofen. It gives me an extra blue dice, which I've not in that one. It gives me an extra blue dice, so I will always have a blue dice.
Okay. So as it stands, I get to knock out 1 of your dice.
Yeah, and as both the red dice come from my armor.
Yeah. Guess what? Take that.
Bye-bye.
Well, you can always let me keep it.
No. Yeah, it's a choice. Yeah,
it is a choice.
I don't want to be smacked in the face. No, actually, I'm smacking you in the face. I want to make sure you take the smack in the face.
So I'm going to roll my dice. Oh, and luckily I knocked off one of your blanks. Unfortunately for me, I didn't do very well.
Yeah, so you got 2 cross swords there.
Yeah, so that cross... when you allocate hits, because he's the only person-based contact, they all have to go on his leader. So later on, when you see there's more people, you see how that will work. But what happens is that those 2 cross swords can... Cad's cross sword can cancel out that cross sword can cancel out that cross sword.
Yeah.
But because there's 1 cross sword left, that's a wound. But if there was 10 cross swords, it'd only be 1 wound. Okay,
so the cross swords is just that standard hit that you're going to see.
Yeah, the flesh wound.
Yeah.
So, and then for every critical that there is, that's a wound. So where you've done 1 cross sword and 1 critical, Cad is going to take 2 wounds.
Which leads me into one of my abilities, parry. Anybody with a sword has parry. And what parry allows you to do is turn a cross sword into a skull, or a skull into a super critical if it's on a red dice.
So where Cad had these, if we were to bring them back, he could now change that one into a critical, which knocked out that, which therefore meant he only took the 1 wound.
I see.
Which is much better for me.
Okay. And then super criticals, do they just count the same as a critical? They just do an extra wound?
Yeah, what they do is they're a little bubble in their own right. So they're harder to block, but when they go through, they still count as just a success and a critical.
Right.
So if 1 goes through by itself, that's 2 wounds because you got a success and a critical.
I see.
If 2 go through, you've got 2 successes, 2 criticals. You only do 3 wounds.
I see. Okay, so it's really straightforward.
Yeah. When anyone takes a wound, that unit then takes another fear token per wound. So the more you start taking an army down with its wounds, the more it's going to run away. The only exceptions to that are the Druggoi, which we'll see later. So they gain now onto 3 fear.
Okay.
Which is bad for me. But I'm now going to hit you back with my Nomian sword. Now, this is if you imagine a Game of Thrones style Valerian steel sword. So I'm going to get a lot of dice now, hopefully.
Yep.
So I get, from my stat line, I get 2 blues and a white. From my traits, which is Tauhofen, which is his fighting style, I get a blue. And then from his Nomian Greatsword, I get a red and a blue.
Okay. And let me see if I've worked this out correctly. So I've got 3 blues.
Yeah.
From a standard. Let me bring it up on camera. So I've got 3 blues from there. I've got a red from my Daldorian armor and a white from Resilient. Yeah?
Yeah,
so
you're correct. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So,
I'll move them out of the way. This is one thing I would say to anybody playing this game. While your opponent's working out his dice, you may as well work out yours.
Yeah, and you can actually roll yours at that time, because normally it's very quick to work out dice. So,
What did we get?
Oh,
A lot of regular hits.
Only successes, yeah.
Only successes.
Let's give me a little space to roll here.
Oh.
Yeah,
So
that'll do it.
yeah, so Justin's critical can take out 2 swords.
Oh, actually? Okay.
Yeah, in defense, your critical can knock out swords, and super criticals can knock out 3 swords, or a critical and a sword.
So then your other 4 swords, definitely get rid of those 2.
So I might have been a bit
happy.
eager.
My leader's feeling fresh today. he's ready for war. All right, so that was 6.
That's 6, then 4 from me.
Because we don't have a 5. Okay.
Yeah, we don't have a 5 here. So what now happens is we go to 3. And at 3, anybody that's not engaged can move.
So the active player moves them
And I move
miniatures first.
because I'm active. So he's going to get right up front into this guy.
Okay.
And I'm hoping to use him kind of like a sacrificial lamb to hold you off.
Okay.
These guys could move, but I would rather they were sticking the hits through
just
your
straight
leader.
through into the leader. I'm guessing if you can focus fire sort of in combat onto a character, it's going to be good for you?
Yeah, because what you might see in a minute, that when you attack, your attacks get spread against anyone that's in base contact with that unit or that model at that time.
Okay.
So the more models you've got fighting on one person, the more he's going to get hit. Whereas if you've got one person fighting lots of people, he's only going to hit a lot of people a lot smaller
A little
amount.
bit. Yeah, okay. Because I suppose he has to fight everybody
Yeah.
because they are all stabbing at him.
Yeah.
Okay, so your regular guys are stabbing away.
Well, no, you
Oh,
get to
you
move
now
up
get to move your guys that are
Oh, right,
engaged.
so I moved before you asked.
Yeah, so your guys can now move their 3 inches. That are situational awareness 3, which is these guys here and that guy.
Okay. Well,
He can't move because he's engaged, but he can, that guy here, the dwarf here. But what he can do is, if you're already engaged, he can circle around the base.
I think I'll let him do that a little bit then. But what I'll also do is, this guy's going to come in as tight as he can here.
Yeah.
To leave room for my big guy. Oh no, my big guy's too far away, so he'll just go straight in here too.
Yeah, but what this does mean for me is, unfortunately, he is probably dead. But he was my sacrificial pawn.
Yeah, just hold me up for a moment.
Yep. So, the way we do combat, though, these are a henchman I've got. Now, they're at the same situational awareness step. So I get to do all their attacks together.
Right.
So if I'd surrounded somebody, and with 4 henchmen, you'd combine all their attacks to hit 1 person.
Right.
And my henchmen, they hit okay. The axeman gets 4 white dice.
Okay. Quite hefty.
Yeah, the spearmen get 3 white and a blue. And the reason they get a blue is because if you use a spear 2-handed, you get a blue dice. If you use it 1-handed, you get a white dice. So spear and shield is less aggressive, more defensive.
All right, now, because your spearmen are on my commander, do you have to roll these separately, yeah?
I do not. What happens is, when I roll them, you're going to allocate it to everybody in combat with one of the henchmen that's just attacked.
I see.
So this tactic you've used here to surround this guy, unfortunately, means that a lot of my attacks are going to be spread across models. And this represents the fact that a combat is constantly flowing. So these guys can't be hit, but their attacks, what it represents is he could have gone around there to stab that guy.
So it's showing that melee is just that. It's a big, nasty bundle of people just stabbing and trying to murder each other.
And no one has, they have a vague idea who they're hitting, but...
Yeah, I'm hitting the guy in blue, we're in red, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I roll all my attacks together.
Okay.
If I can fit them in my hand. And I want as many skulls as possible. So not that.
Let's pull this in.
Okay, so I've not rolled any skulls, really.
No, that's 5 hits, though.
Yeah, it's 5 hits. So if I remove the blanks...
And we'll keep those. And I have to now allocate these throughout the entire combat.
Yeah, so you've got 4 models in base contact with somebody. So your leader, your 2 Druggoi, and your glutton, who's a hero glutton.
Okay.
And you can choose to allocate them out equally across the models. So 4 have to be allocated out first of all,
Right,
one
so
to
everybody
each model.
takes 1 hit.
Yeah, and then you can allocate the next one to whoever you like.
I'll put that on my leader.
I thought you might do that.
Okay, so I'll do my basic guys first. So they've got 3 white die.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
And they're each testing against a single success.
yeah, so let's see what we get here. So for the first, nada.
Nothing.
He is gone.
1 dead. For the second,
He's fine because a
fine.
critical can knock out 2 successes.
yep. And then my glutton, Garak, his defense is 2 blues and a white, and he is resilient. So that's 2 blues, 2 whites.
Yep.
Yep.
Work it out, guys. Critical.
Ooh,
That'll
yeah.
do it.
Yes.
And then my leader, who takes a moment to work out. So he starts with 3 blues, gets a white, gets a red.
Yep.
I'm picking it up quick. It is a quick game to pick up. So he's trying to get 2, and he does
And he's more than
fine.
incredibly handily.
But
yeah.
because this was still done at a situation where it's level 3, even though you lost one of your Druggoi models, he is still going to be able to hit simultaneous at this level. So he's going to be able to hit back before he goes down.
Okay, well, I'll pick the dead man. So that'll be this one, the little dwarf one.
Yeah.
Oh, Ben will be sad.
I wanted to keep the beautiful merchant. You know, I can just imagine him, you know, sitting at table some night going, "Oh, lads, I don't feel so well. I'm hungry. I'm hungry, but I don't feel well." And then turning,
Yeah.
you know, and then just skipping the bill and jumping through the window.
Or when they bring the bill, having a chump of the
Oh, maybe
the poor barmaid.
Yeah, you know, that looks tasty. I wonder if I could roast that up. That's one thing. We will be getting into the background of the factions, guys. I've been chatting back and forth for months with the guys about the background. Basically, the Druggoi are hunger incarnate, as far as I can tell.
Yes.
There's some form of virus that makes them just incredibly hungry and makes them grow and grow and grow. That's where you get the gluttons from. But we will get onto that in a future video. So, I now attack back, yeah?
Yeah, so you've got your 2 henchmen, which you can do, or your Garak, the glutton.
So even at same situation awareness levels, characters always have to fight as individuals, henchmen fight as a group.
Yeah.
Yes.
It kind of shows that the henchmen are all just in the scrum, whereas the heroes are back a little bit, taking a little more time with it.
Yeah, and it makes
and
the
picking their
cinematic.
targets.
And as well, it makes cinematic moments. When you watch movies, you always see the big characters fighting and stuff like that. And it's all centered around them, so it also makes that feel to it as well.
Yeah, it gives it that nice cinematic thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so for my Druggoi, basic guys, they've got 3 whites apiece, so that'll be 6, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, come on, give me something good.
Oh, that is good.
Oh, mama!
That's all the criticals I wanted.
So,
Sorry, man.
And now
No
because
karma.
Cad, in base contact with your
Druggoi.
henchman Druggoi, was only that poor 1 axeman.
Yeah.
So he has
I think
got
he is
3
possibly going to be
criticals.
very dead.
And this is his defense dice,
That's
which
not
is
bad.
3 white from his skill, from his statistic. He's got a blue and a white because he's wearing medium armor and he has a shield.
So I'm guessing the Eightfold Path, they like to arm their guys reasonably well when they're out to fight.
They try to, but they get supplied whatever's available. So the majority of the Eightfold Path tend to have just spears and armor. So spearmen are your basic troops.
Yeah.
Axemen are a little bit more advanced
Yeah.
because you have to be able to get hold of many pieces of equipment.
Yeah.
And when you recruit them, when you get certain results in a legacy game, you only get spearmen, or you get the option to have spearmen or axemen.
I see.
So there's that kind of aspect going on.
That's one thing I want to get a look at with you guys in these videos is a legacy game to
Yeah.
see exactly how that works, because that's one thing that really intrigues me about this game is that growing evolution of your warband. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, it should be fun.
All right. Well, here, let's stop procrastinating. Roll.
Yeah.
Roll
It's 'cause he's trying to put it off. He's trying to put it off.
Oh, well,
yeah.
clearly that blocks everything.
I'm going to call you a liar.
So my critical blocks one of your criticals. And this is quite good because it shows that my success blocks your success.
Yeah.
But as we said, these successes are not able to block criticals.
And the
So
two
you can't
criticals
even
count
try
as
and double
standalone
it.
wounds?
Yeah.
So
you can't even try
criticals-
and double them up to stop a critical.
Yeah,
either.
yeah, I can't use 2 of my successes to block a critical.
Yeah, but a critical can block 2 successes.
Yes.
Got it.
So I would take 2 wounds. I only have 1 hit point, which is shown by a heart. So I have taken 2 wounds. I am out of action. Unfortunately, I'm injured.
Right.
So another little thing that the Druggoi can do, because again it's all a curse or a virus, is that from bites or things like that you can create more Druggoi.
Okay, so it's like a blood transfer thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you now roll a blue dice, and if you roll a skull, that model becomes another.
Oh, you mean mid-game I can sort of recruit more guys?
And in a legacy game, they'll be they can stay part of your warband.
Oh.
So.
Oh, that's funny. All right, let's see if I get it.
Oh, never mind.
I do not.
So I'm gone. And what also happens is
another
I take
fear
fear
token. So at the moment, you're building up a lot of fear on this unit.
Now, if you noticed, Justin didn't actually take a fear token for losing his guy. That's because
sorry, sorry, I'll take it now.
No, that's all right. One of your special rules is that you don't take fear from people with a Druggoi special rule, which happens to be all of the Druggoi and the Glutton.
Right.
So the only people that count for fear in your warband are these guys.
So my two leading units here.
Yeah, so they don't care about anyone else but themselves.
I see, I see. So is this kind of to show that the main Druggoi are a little bit mindless, just that engine of hunger, whereas these guys are a little older,
and
a little bit of a brain?
Well, and the leaders of the pack, they've also kept when you've got the curse is that most common people lose all their faculties. All they care about is feeding and hunger. But the Druggoi have kept their faculties, so it'd be exactly like any of us, but we kept everything. But at the end of the day, we still got the underlying hunger. So no longer is
craftiness.
So money is no longer a thing. So it's all about how big you can make your pack and how powerful your pack is and how much food you can consume.
I see.
So, but you still know that armor's good.
Yeah. Swords are
and
good.
the swords are good.
Yeah.
Whereas the other one is just
like... The
like...
end goes in the other guy.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. All right, I think that's that done then.
Yeah, as a positive for me, in as much as it can be positive, this guy's already moved.
Yeah.
So he can't now attack anyone.
No, not until my turn.
Yeah. And what's going to happen is it's now the end of the turn.
Is it my turn?
It's not quite yet. First thing we check for is morale.
Well, the reason, just like I said, the reason why I can't say it's the end of the turn is because as the active player, he's no longer got any momentum left, so he can no longer perform any actions, so therefore
it automatically ends the turn.
Got it.
So even if I have cards that I can use instead of momentum, I have ended my turn by spending the last point of momentum.
Got it.
It then could be me going, oh, damn it, because I've got that one card that I could have used as an action.
You really want to pull off a nasty trick?
Yeah.
Because that's what the cards seem to do from the games we've played off camera, is just those little nasty trick moments. I mean, like you standing there with a beam of light or something just going, oh, I mean, like, no, it burns!
And as well, they again bring it back to little cinematic moments. All of a sudden, you thought that this gnome was going to just die in combat, but then he plays a card that makes his little hammer a flaming hammer of doom, and he's there, and he beats down the big creature.
Oh no, so, he just takes the knees, just pulls up.
And that's him jumping as well.
Okay, so how do we go for the next round then?
So the first thing we do is the end phase, and then we check morale first of all, because if I've broken and I'm not in the game anymore, so there's no point in worrying. So I've got 4 fear tokens on me. My morale is blue and a white. But my special rule for being Eightfold Path is I always get an extra blue.
So 5?
5, yep. I don't have 5 fear tokens. I'm still in the fight.
If I killed one more guy.
Yeah, if you'd killed one more guy, I'd have been broken, and that'd have been
one more wound.
Yeah, or one more wound on my leader.
So when Cad used his sword to parry, that saved that unit from being broken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what's the next step?
The next step is tidy up the momentum.
Okay. I'll take my purple ones.
Yeah.
I do like the idea that you've coloured these, so it's very easy to
so the other 2 factions that we want to hopefully bring out are the Morningberg State Guard and the Cell Swords, and then they'll have the Morningberg State Guards will be like yellow tokens, and the Cell Swords will be red. So it means that whenever
very easy to see who's who.
Yeah, and as we bring out more factions, they'll still be colour coded.
Of course. All right. So how do I figure out how much momentum I have now? Because from that round, I still have 3.
Yeah. So what you do is you're the reactive player. So you gain momentum equal to your leader's command. Your leader is the guy with the halberd.
And the command's the crown.
So that's a blue-white, so I would gain 3.
Yeah, 1 for the white and 2 for the blue dice.
Okay, and do I keep what I had left over from being reactive?
You do, as you were the reactive player. As the active player, I reset to my current command level for all my characters.
Okay, so add everybody together on the crown?
Add every character together.
Okay.
So I've got 7, so I go up to 7 momentum.
Okay.
Now, if I'd had 10 momentum, I'd have actually dropped down to 7. You reset. So
okay, so whatever you don't use during your active turn goes away completely.
Yes.
Yeah.
But whatever I don't use during my reactive turn, I keep.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if I went into the next round with what I have now, which is 6,
you'd
and
have
I become
9.
reactive, I would then gain 7? Or do I just go up to the max?
Oh, no. At the end of your active turn, at the moment, if you didn't spend anything, you'd go up to 7. If you had spent it all, you'd still go up to 7. So you just reset to that baseline.
Yeah, but at the end of the reactive turn, say you didn't spend any of what you have right
Oh, I'd go up to 10.
Is that the max?
No, there's no maximum.
Okay.
Because there's a maximum you can spend on a unit. So even if say I had 20 momentum,
you couldn't use it all.
I couldn't use it all.
No.
Got it.
And then at some point I would lose it.
So the trick is the active player is to make your opponent, the reactive player, to overreact as much as possible.
Right.
So they go into their active turn with as little as possible.
Got
and the trick for the reactive player is to know where and when to react that changes the forces of the game well. So like if like earlier, just taking this turn you had as an example, like moving those guys to there has changed how Cad can help his men out in the next turn. Whereas if it was no benefit to you, sometimes the best thing to do is just do nothing. Because then you're going to go into your active turn with more tokens.
Yeah, and you're a little more flexible on what you're doing
Yeah.
instead of trying to chase down your opponent.
Yeah, you want to think of it as if I'm not going to achieve anything by my action, don't do it.
Okay. Well, being my active turn...
the first thing you're going to do is draw cards.
Draw cards? Oh,
so you get an additional set of cards equal to your leader's command again.
Okay, so 3?
Yeah, 3 for both of us.
And we both get that?
Yeah.
Okay. And if I had a leader with a command of 4, I would draw 4 then, yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. 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 And okay. I think I know what I'm doing. I'm trying to remember, but that's one thing not to forget, guys. Currently, when we are playing this is an evolving rule set. So if we're doing things like right now, mid-game, things like that, and it's changing the final rules, it is because we are playing that earlier format.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so I'll put these down on the tracker board. I do like the tracker boards; they're a nice touch because it keeps everything really neat.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
with a couple of little special.
And as well, look, for your opponent to look over, you can sort of roughly see what you've got and what you not knowing which is your discard pile necessarily or your hand.
Because some people put them in different places.
Yeah.
All right. Well, time to go active then.
Yeah.
All right. What I'm going to move first is this unit here, and they're going to get a charge order.
Yeah. Okay.
So they're going to charge mark target, which is this.
And what I'm going to do, so the way I'm going to try and react is I'm going to measure, because you're able to pre-measure in the game.
All right.
And I'm going to measure, and at one point you do go within 12 inches. Because the closest unengaged model is this guy here.
Yeah.
So how I'm going to react is I'm going to try and charge you.
So this will definitely be an opposed roll.
Unless you want to let me go first.
Okay, so the eyes is 2 blues, 2 whites for me.
Yeah, and mine is 3 whites.
There is one advantage for you though, Justin, now, is that Cad is wanting to do a double action. The disadvantage of him doing a double action is that you gain a white dice to your situation awareness test.
Right.
So for him trying to, so what it's to represent is that by overexerting himself to do what he wants to do now, you're more aware of your surround. Like you can hear these guys thundering down on you,
charging in.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see what you can do, Cad.
You roll first because I'm cancelling your dice.
Okay.
And unfortunately, that looks bad for me.
So that'll be 3 successes and a crit.
So I got a crit,
close.
a knockout, a crit, a knockout, a success. That I didn't get a success on.
Yeah.
Now, as you can see, the extra white dice did provide you with some benefit.
Yeah, it was just that little bit of a safety net.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, you've won. So you can dictate whether I try and charge you at the beginning, middle, or end of your action.
At the very end.
At the very end.
At the very end. I want to be having all my guys up where I want them. So I know I'm well within range to get to this guy.
Yeah.
So the other guys move their 5 inches.
Yeah.
And then that'll allow them to do their follow-up moves.
Yeah. And I'm just going to conga line them a little bit because I've got a rough idea of where you're coming to. So if you actually try and push through on the charge afterwards, I might be just at your range.
Yep. And then I will still have to move as far as I can towards you. So you can actually use that. You could have reacted if I was happening to be reacting to that by pulling back. And then the reason you can do that is that you pull them into the middle of your army, so you can then start hitting them from multiple sides.
I see.
So the first thing that happens is you're a terrifying model that's just charged me.
Yes. So he's going to gain another fear token.
So you're broken at the end then.
At the end, if he's still got these 5 fear at the end of the turn, he will now be classed as broken, which is not good for him because he has to run away.
Okay.
So
now here's a question then. If this unit does charge in, do they merge with that unit and work off the same
Yes,
result?
they do. So currently you've got 2 units that have gone into the same combat. Now the way we work this out is they actually combine into a single unit
until they decide to
until the combat is over, and then they have to split up to their correct sizes.
Right.
And it's just a way to simplify down 2 forces engaging. Because I'm not going to go, oh yeah, that guy, he's not part of my unit.
Yeah.
I'm going to ignore him.
Yeah.
What actually happens is he's running away, and I'm thinking, well, I'm off too.
All right. Well, the important question is then, how do we work out what size units can be? Because is there a max?
Yes, there is. It's the same as the number of actions you can take in the turn.
So
it's command plus 1.
So later on, if you end up getting a character up to command 9, he can have 10 dudes with him.
Including himself, or
no,
himself separate?
10 with him.
10 with him.
10
so it can be a unit of 11.
It's your command plus 1 is the number of people you can have with you.
Right.
So your leader is command 3. That means he can have 4 people with him.
Right, so he doesn't count towards it.
And that's because a henchman by themselves are command 0. So it's always plus 1, so he can have 1 guy with him.
I see.
So whereas the Mordenberg State Guard, who are a later faction, they get a bonus to that, so they can go around in 3s as henchmen.
So you can have like 3 little spearmen all just running around.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that could be interesting.
So what happens now is I have a card that I'd like to play, and I'm sure you have cards that you'd like to play. So what happens is the active player plays a card first.
All right, the first thing I will do, the guy that just charged in, I will attempt to enchant his weapon.
Yeah, cool.
So, nice common ability.
And then what happens is we build a stack of cards, because I'm going to play one called Stand Against the Darkness.
Okay.
And I'm going to play it as a specific ability.
No. So yeah, you guys said if I'm playing a common, I should always place it sideways.
Yeah. So the reason why we do this is because where you got like the card that Justin played just then only had a common, so it wasn't really that bad. But when you got cards that have got commons and specific, it's so when you get back down in a minute because you work your cards backwards, it's a nice reminder of going, well, what did I play the common or did I play the specific?
Sort of that choice again.
So yeah.
All right. I will play one more on top of that. It's called Deadly Cut, which I think could be useful. Now, it is a specific.
Yeah.
So I'll pop it down like so.
And then I'm going to play Enchanted Weapon.
Oh, as well.
And try and enchant my sword.
Okay.
So then,
are you playing any other cards?
I'm done.
So when someone has played the last card, the opposite player gets choice to play one more card. So if Cad had another card to play, he could play it.
I'm not going to play it.
Oh, would it be mean?
It wouldn't be mean. It just wouldn't do anything.
Okay. All right. So now we work back through them in reverse order.
So we start off with Enchant Weapon,
which is Cad's
which is my one. And I have to take a magic test, which is, for me, only 2 whites, because humans are not very magical.
Okay.
And I need to get a single skull. If I do, I gain a red dice to my combat.
Nothing.
Nothing.
All right, now I'm going to be trying it with Alir, who is a hero.
Yeah.
So he'll get a blue and a white on magic.
Yeah.
And I think that's it.
And he needs the same, so that's... you've got to resolve your Deadly Cut
sorry.
Yes,
so how do I resolve it?
Deadly Cut is an easy card to resolve, because all that does is, you know how the parry worked for defense?
Yeah.
Same for attack. So you just
so that's going to be on Alia again, because he's the only one with swords. So you can't use it on Carusi, because he's got a halberd.
Got it. And then it's onto your Stand Against the Darkness.
Stand Against the Darkness.
So I'll put my dice down for now.
So what this one does is, this is a quite nasty card.
Okay.
I take all the fear I currently have.
All that lovely fear that I've been putting on you.
Yep. I then put it on the card, and each one of my models gains that many white dice in combat. So this is what we were saying about there being a resource for them. They get scared, then they hit you.
So they get scared, and it's just like, no.
Exactly, yeah.
The downside for me is, if the spearmen are all dead before they get to strike, I'm not going to get those lovely 10 extra white dice.
Because in a minute, with the spinning around the bases that we can do whilst you're in combat, Justin can have it so his heroes are against the henchmen.
Yeah.
So the next thing is your enchant weapon.
Yep, so I have to try and get a skull and a blue and a white.
Yeah.
I do.
Oh,
Yeah.
luckily you don't double it up.
Yeah, because it's
that's
reason why is because like each card has a point limit for when you build your card deck, and that's a 0-point card. So it's just a nice card to have. And
Yeah.
It just helps you out just in that moment in time.
I don't know, having that extra red on the attack.
Well, yeah,
It'd be tasty.
yeah.
Especially if you roll a super critical, because they don't have a red in defense. So I can't block it. Right. We've played all our cards.
Yeah.
We're now straight into the situational awareness steps again.
So, Korisi?
Yeah.
Korisi?
Yeah. Kurusi? Yeah.
Korisi? Okay. So he'll go first for the attack. So starting with the 3 blue, gaining a white, and gaining a blue. Yeah?
Yep.
Okay. So attacking your leader again.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, mama. He is feeling frisky today.
So I will assume you're removing one of my reds.
Yes, of course.
So I'm going to roll my defense dice.
Ooh.
Ooh. I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's swords.
It's a sword. Right. Unfortunately, I only have one parry. Who makes these buildings?
Yeah. We'll just put it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did you roll here?
I can increase one of these with my parry
Uh-huh.
to a crit.
But it's still 1.
Yeah, so the success blocks out the success, the crits block out the crits, that was a crit. And then I take 1 wound, which I take a wound token and I get a fear.
Okay.
If
If you had rolled a critical on the red,
yeah,
you could have increased that to a super critical to take out 2 criticals.
yeah, but what I'd have been better off doing at that point is increasing the success to a critical, because if I'd had this as my result,
So let me see. There, yeah.
yeah, I can then block.
That.
Oh no, it was that, wasn't it? That and that to only take 1 wound. If I'd upgraded it to a super critical
You
and
would
a
have had
success, I'd have done.
Yeah, that would have blocked it all.
Nope.
No, hi.
Critical blocks critical, and then the success on it blocks the success. So that's those gone.
So
Okay,
still
gotcha.
taking
So either way, I'd have still taken a wound.
Got it. Got it.
If I'd rolled a super critical, though, it'd have definitely been worthwhile. I'd have blocked everything.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, you've taken your wound.
I've taken my wound. I've taken my fear token.
Okay.
You're the active player, so you get to move one of your models first at Situation Awareness Step 4, which is this guy here.
Okay.
So-
what I'm going to have him do is I'll move this out of the way, is going to swing around here out the way a little bit.
So the
Yeah.
the only rule.
Is he moving into contact with the other spearman?
No.
He's not.
So the
Okay,
only
not.
so the only
Or
rule.
actually, do I want to?
Well, it's a guaranteed death of one spearman to a possible no deaths of both. But
Oh,
you
I'm
could get
good.
both of them.
Bet big or go home. I'll go into both.
But the thing to remember about that spinning move at that initiative step is that you have to remain in base contact with the
Initial mini?
initial mini. So if you've got 2 guys on you, you can't move.
Well,
So-
you can just jump over.
Oh, you can
As long as you end in contact with both of them.
Right. So you're sort of shoulder barging between them and turn them back to face
Yeah.
them, yeah? Got
So
it.
it's quite a good way to get, say, wizards and things hiding at the back.
Yeah.
If they give that gap that you can put your base in,
Aye.
you can do
Barge
it.
through. Got it. All right. So it's on to his attack then, because
Yeah.
I am the aggressor here.
Yeah.
All right. So it's 2 blues and a white to start with. I've got my red for my enchanted weapon. Ability-wise, he is aggressive, so he will gain another white, and he gains 2 whites for his swords, I believe.
Yeah. Do you want to give that to
His
Justin?
swords.
Yeah.
And he has parry 2.
Yeah.
So what does that do?
That's in
You
defense.
know how I can use parry?
Uh-huh.
You can use it twice.
Oh,
'cause
so I
you've
can do it
got
on
2
2
swords.
dice.
Yeah,
You do it
'cause
on
it's got-
2 dice or upgrade a single dice twice.
Oh.
Which means your red defense dice you can
go
take
from
from
a-
a success all the way to a super critical.
Oh.
Luckily, you don't do it in attack.
yeah.
You do have deadly cut though,
Mm-hmm.
Which does work in the same.
which is the
Does
same
it
as
the one
parry, but only once.
I'm glad I have the red dice with this. This is going to
Yeah.
hurt, I hope.
If you get a critical on it, it will make me very sad.
a super critical, yeah.
No, normal crit. Oh, you got.
Oh, you've got super crit anyway.
so upgrade the success to a crit.
Yeah.
you can't upgrade a blank dice at all.
Oh, where is it? Ah, there. So that's 3 criticals and a super critical.
Which is horrible, because one of these, what we were saying earlier, is that only a red dice can cancel out a red dice if you roll that super critical.
Yeah.
His henchmen do not have red dice in defense, so one of them is going down.
So one of them is guaranteed dead. The other one has to deal with 2 criticals?
Yeah. If Justin had rolled another critical, I could have done some kind of play on the way the dice are done, which I'll do it as if that had happened, just to show you what I mean.
For the demo game, we know what's happening.
Yeah. So what I can do is I can place the super critical first, then place out a critical here, and then do it so I stack like that.
So the way it works is
the other way is if they were successes, I could have done the super critical first, done the 2 successes, gone back to him with a critical, then placed the last critical. As long as they stayed equal.
Yeah.
So there is a tactical decision in how you place your dice, which will, when you first play the game, you're not going to know it as much. But the more and more you play the game, the more and more you know that allocating the dice out is going to mean that someone that's going to someone that you know is going to die, you can make sure he definitely dies, and someone that you want to definitely keep alive, you can make it so he definitely stays alive.
Sort of work it so there's that chance.
Well, and if you've got a leader there, you might put the worst dice on him, knowing he's likely to save it. And if he doesn't save it, he's got multiple wounds, so he's probably going to stay alive.
Stand to it.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, well, you've 2 criticals to take.
Yeah, and Spearmen aren't as defensive as Axemen. So they're just 3 white dice and a blue, which is, that's their defense.
Okay.
Roll away. So I'm not going to bother rolling for this guy. No, he's just gone.
He's dead.
This guy here, I need to get 2 criticals. And I didn't get that either.
So again, because you've taken them, you've taken their last wound away, you get to roll 2 blue dice now to see if you get
I've got
a critical.
All of them over here.
You're a little greedy with those dice. You trying to take them slowly across your way, thinking my one's a better mojo?
Yeah, well, I'm going to steal your red dice in a bit.
All right, so I will roll the 2 blue, looking for skulls. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, come on, turn.
Oh,
one dead.
Right, so they both go.
Yeah.
So we've got the little dwarf. Well, we've got some more here just in case.
He can put one back down, and he'll come back in base contact with your leader.
Yeah, he replaces one of the bodies that's just gone.
Okay, so I'll put him right there.
And the really nasty thing is because he got taken out at initiative step 4, when it gets back to initiative step 3, he now gets to attack.
Hey!
So your higher initiative guys taking out people at lower guys.
And turning them.
Is quite nasty.
So I now get to attack at situational awareness step 4 with this guy here.
This is also good for me as well, I've just realised. Because I've now put another enemy here, his attacks have to be split between the 2.
Yes. And unfortunately, my attacks...
But that wouldn't happen at this one, because whereas his attacking at initiative step 4, so it's all simultaneous, so that is still all going on there.
So he's just on the ground twitching and turning?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, do you want these reds?
I'd love your reds, but I'm only unfortunately allowed 1. But I do gain 5 white dice.
God.
So that's
from that card. That's the other thing. I was fit to take out like 10 dice of attacks there.
Yeah.
Actually more, because they're standard attack as well.
Yeah, you took out an extra, so that's 6 for them, 16 whites and 2 blue.
Yeah, so, yeah, that would have stung, especially with it being them both on one character.
Yes. So that was my attack dice.
Oh god. Oh god. Roll.
My dice rolling has carried on with the way it was before.
I don't know, you've got a fair number of hits there.
I might cause a single wound on a couple of people.
You got this other, I think you got this other
I've got
crit.
Another crit. So unfortunately they're an even number for you, so you know exactly what you're going to have to allocate out.
Well, but they are all on your character and the...
they're just on the character.
On the character. So basically, count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 successes.
2 crits.
Yeah. 2 crits.
Oh, you've given me a lot of work to do.
And you would like some dice back?
Please. So 3 blue. Yeah, just give me a handful.
Yeah.
All right. So I get 1 red for my Dorian armor.
Yeah.
I get 3 blue, and I get 1 white. And I think that's me.
Yeah. That is you.
And I can't cast spells right now.
What's the spell?
No. I had like a magical defense in an earlier game. I wasn't sure what I had there. I thought, oh, do I have it? No.
No, the magical field that you used earlier, you could use now because you've been allocated dice against you. So you could use that earlier, but you used it to help you stop getting blasted by the gnome.
Yeah, I think that worked out well.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see what I can do here. This is gonna hurt.
It is. It's going to cause 2 wounds, and the reason it will cause 2 is you've got one critical, which knocks off one of the criticals. 2 successes, knock off 2 of the successes. So even though I've got 5 successes,
it's 1 wound and 1 critical.
And 1 critical. So you're now taking 2 wounds.
I'll take that.
But you are a Druggoi, so you do take 2 fear for that.
Oh, okay. So now it's where they care.
Yeah, now he's like going, oh, hang on a minute, I don't like this. He doesn't care about the other guys dropping around him, but
okay.
Taking a little bit himself.
That card out of the way.
Now you just completely wipe those out.
Yeah, they're gone. So it pays as the Eightfold Path. You can use that card earlier.
Yeah.
But
whenever you've got the full 5 on you and you're about to go,
use it. Yeah.
Especially as technically I could have left it because I've taken 2 more fear tokens. So instead of playing it, I could have waited until I had 8 or 10.
Because it's only at
as long as it's not the end of the turn.
But it's that risk reward.
Yeah.
Because being the active player is that if you did do that, is that you could he'll have 8 fear tokens. You go, oh, that's right, I'm going to end my turn.
Because I know you're broken.
Because I know you're definitely broken.
The active player can end their turn after any set of actions. So once this is resolved, you could go, that's it, the turn's over.
Okay.
But obviously, we've got to now have CADs.
The situation where there's 3 guys are going to go.
So this guy will loop around here.
Yeah.
This guy, he can just move 3. Doesn't have to move directly toward you, does he?
No, but you could get the other little Druggoi to loop around.
Yeah, I'll get him to squidge between.
Yeah.
I'll get him just to shunt 3 inches this way. My big guy can't make it this turn, so he'll move to there. He'll go to there. And he'll go to there.
Yeah.
So that's where I am at the minute. I've got 2 of my Druggoi out, so I've got 3 on you attacking. So that's 9 white dice.
Yeah.
Yep.
4. And that's 9. Okay. All on your leader.
Yeah. Yeah. So none of your earlier rolling would be nice.
Yeah.
3 hits and a crit.
Well, that's the thing is, again, it's that those single crits can sometimes do a lot.
They can make all the difference.
Yeah.
All right.
So luckily, you don't have high impact anymore.
No.
And can I have another red dice, please? Just say about the dice as well. These are the pre-production dice.
I see.
Which is why they're pad printed. The real dice are going to be cast.
Oh, nice.
So you won't get the symbols being rubbed off.
I see.
I thought I better say that, as I know it's one of the...
Well, this is one of the things. With the Kickstarter, this video is going out to begin with before the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
So there will be those FAQs coming out from you guys. I'm sure you guys are just going to be glued to the PCs for the format going, okay, what have they said? Okay, Adam, I have a question. I need an answer.
It'll be when my phone goes off at 2 o'clock in the morning because there's an American asking a question. I'll be like, I better answer that.
I'll let Cad have it linked to his phone.
Right. Save yourself.
Right. So I didn't roll a single crit, but I do have parry. So I'm going to upgrade one of my successes to a critical and then block everything.
Yep.
So that's the beautiful thing about having a sword. But a sword, when you create your warband, is an expensive weapon to have. An axe is a very cheap weapon to have. Yeah. Whereas a sword, it takes some skill and stuff like that.
A normal greatsword is just a blue in combat and parry.
Yeah.
A great axe is red in combat.
Oh.
So and is about 6 points cheaper.
Well, let's not say points now because you guys may rebalance.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, you might say, actually, that's way too cheap to be giving out a red with.
It's the parry. The parry's so lovely that...
Yeah. All right, well, I think that's this combat done.
It is. You've got... He can't attack.
No.
And these 2 can't attack.
Yeah.
What happens now is I get to charge.
Yes, you get to see if you make it.
Yeah, so 12 inches from that guy there.
Oh, have I left him hanging out?
You have.
Whoops.
But that's okay.
Bring him in.
I have to charge the closest unengaged model. So that's him. And then the other guys come on behind.
So, what would happen now, because where Cad now is drawing 2 units, is that, technically, the first thing that happens is that they would gain 3 fear token because you've got the 3 terrifying creatures.
Yeah.
And then you'd combine the 2 units, but then you only take as many fear tokens as the highest unit. So where they have 3, you're equal, so you're only at 3.
So it's not. I charged in, I gained 3. Ah, crap! We slapped those together. We're really scared now.
No. It's whoever was the highest.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense to me because otherwise that would kind of
defeat the object of it as well.
Yeah, it would leave you standing going, oh, they're scared. I don't want to jump in and help the scared guys.
You still might not want to jump in because at the moment, I've caused another round of combat.
Yeah.
If we get 5.
Well, if I kill 2 more guys.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Cause 2 more wounds even.
Yeah.
And I'll break.
All right. Well, 6.
Well, cards first of all. So, do you have any cards you wish to play?
Would that be useful? That's one I'm not so sure of. It's a little more of a complicated card.
I think not so much at the moment because the guy that's using it is not going to help him so much.
Fair enough.
So he's out of reach from a lot of it.
Does that mean Cad gets to only play the 1?
So yeah, now Cad would only be able to play 1 card if he had 1 card.
And I'm going to try it.
All right.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play, this is Magic Drain, which normally, the specific ability of it, removes magic dice before you do magic tests. But I'm going to use the common ability, which is Intuition. So you've not played any cards, so the first card that gets resolved is that. I do a magic test, and for each skull, I gain a white dice in defense for the whole unit.
Wow. Okay. So at the arms.
Yeah, sorry. Oh.
Nothing.
So that's a whole lot of nothing.
So yeah, humans like that.
Try.
Humans like that magic.
Yeah. So yeah, humans aren't very magical. If the gnome had been in there, he'd have got 2 reds and a white.
Yeah. So
and
pretty much almost.
Well, each red dice has got a 40% chance of getting a critical. So.
Yeah, and if you got 2 of them.
Yeah. Right. So we now go through the situational awareness steps. So we start with 6.
Yep. So I'll get my 3 blue, my extra blue, and my white. So I need 1 more blue.
Oh, sorry.
Greedy with the dice.
It is.
All right. So
that's because you've got all the reds.
It's on your leader.
It's the way that Cad's rolling. There's no point in having any dice.
That'll be 2 hits and 1 critical.
So once again, I'm assuming you're going to knock out one of my reds.
Of course. Why would I not? Oh! 1 goes through. So regardless, 1 goes through.
I'm going to upgrade it to a critical. Because if I'd left it as a success,
you would have been.
I'd have taken 2.
I see. Yeah, because the critical takes out 2 regulars or a crit.
It takes out 2 regulars or a crit.
You could have done either way. Yeah, like you said. So if he took out the 2 regulars, he'd still take the wound. Whereas because he'd taken out the crit, he's got 2 successes.
If I'd left it as a success, though, I'd have taken out 1 success. You'd have been left with a success and a crit.
That parry.
Yeah.
So
I do still take another wound and another fear token.
Lovely.
Now, situational awareness step 4. This guy gets to move. He's currently not in contact with anybody because he killed the 2 people that he was in contact with.
Now, do I still count as the aggressor because it's my active turn, even though you've caused
the
combat?
The active player gets to move first. So you can move in on my leader.
But advice for me, if I was you, is I'd move him now against this character.
That's what
because then you've got room to start moving your Druggoi up, which means you can start getting your glutton in to start bashing on his hero.
Although, to make you aware, you know your parry 2? This flail has something called guard break, which means that you don't get to parry at all.
He'll be dead soon enough.
Yeah,
he'll be dead soon enough. Feeling confident.
So, you get to make your attack.
Okay, that's a leer, so blue, blue, plus a white, and plus 2 white.
Yeah.
So I think that's the correct.
No, that's not correct.
Sorry.
It's blue, blue, white.
Yes. Blue, blue, white.
Yeah. Then he's got, in his traits, he's got Vargan as his fight style.
So that's
another blue.
And then 2 white.
And so aggressive.
3 of each.
And you're aggressive as well for a white.
Another white. Oh, okay.
He's got a lot of attack dice.
Yeah. All right, let's see what we get. 2 crits and a hit.
2 crits is nice.
So, he's got a double high impact. Because he's high impact 1/1. So you can remove both of my red dice for defense.
Do it.
So, Jeremy might be losing his parry, but...
Oh. Right, so unfortunately for me, I've just rolled 3 successes. So success can cancel out the success.
Yeah.
There's 2 criticals left.
2 damage.
2 damage.
Ow.
So it doesn't matter that you can guard him.
Well, we'll see in a second.
So there's the
I do take 2 fear and 2 wounds. Now, my situation awareness step 4. I get to make an attack with my leader.
Okay.
So I'm going to roll my attack dice.
Yeah, if you want. Yeah, we'll play those that way. And
So you got the
give you
dice.
Some dice.
I know, I've got enough reds.
Okay, what do you need?
And that's it. That's
Okay.
all I've got. Oh my god. Well, my luck had to change at some point.
Right, which leader is this?
This is the guy with the sword.
The guy with the... it's that guy there. Oh, no,
No,
my
you're-
leader.
yeah, you're leader.
him.
So that means I can divide that down amongst 4 minis.
Which is the good thing now. If this is all on one-on-one,
Yeah,
it'd have
if
been
I'd done
sad.
that earlier...
Yeah. So what I'll do is, I've got 3 Druggoi there. They'll each take 1 crit.
Yeah.
My leader will take the 2nd crit,
One of them will have to take another.
and one of my Druggoi will take a regular hit.
So your leader's
Yeah.
having 2 crits.
Yeah.
Each Dragul's having 1 crit,
And one's getting
and then
Oh, yeah,
an
there's...
extra hit.
which one do you ever hit?
I'll give it to the little dwarf dude.
So let's see if we can die for a second time.
Yeah. Well, you know, the commander turns round. You've turned. Be at peace, son.
yeah.
So-
That is going to be one of the cards that comes out later.
What?
If one of the characters turns, you can just play the card and instantly kill that model.
Mercy, brother. Mercy. Right, so it's 3 white for each of the Druggoi.
Yeah.
Let's see if they can survive. So the one with the critical and the hit. Oh no, he's
No,
dead.
he's gone.
The ones with first with critical. I need to reroll that. No.
He's gone.
3rd. Survives.
Oh, he survived.
He's super survived. But it just shows again that how great these criticals are. Even though you're rolling 2 swords, then it just means that you're
Yeah.
chopping guys down. So,
Yeah.
So which 2 figures would you like to remove?
well, one of them had to be the
dwarf.
dwarf.
Yep. That was the one with 2, and then just the plain one.
Plain one?
Yeah, that
You want
guy.
to keep your pretty merchant.
Well, I want to keep the pretty merchant, but I'm doing this tactically as well.
Yes.
I'm looking at this. This guy's unengaged. When I come to their combat step, I can hook him out round here and get my glutton into your leader.
Yeah.
Yes, you
So
can.
that's kind of what I'm thinking with the way I'm killing people.
And for me, as a positive, situation awareness step 4, I killed those people. So situation awareness 3, they don't get to attack.
But I still have to do my commander.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Oh no, he's just gone.
No, the defense of his.
Oh yeah, the defense.
The defense for my...
Justin doesn't mind if you don't want him to roll it. and
No,
it just-
I'd
I'll
like
let you have
Justin
that.
to roll it.
Alright, so that.
You never know, he might only get swords.
Red and a white. So that's correct there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Oh,
that.
And he did.
Take 2 wounds.
Take 2 wounds.
So you're
No
going to
parry
gain
with the halberd.
no. So you're going to gain 2 wounds and
2 more
2
fear
fear.
tokens.
2 more fear.
He's only got 1 wound left.
He has.
And your morale is only 4.
It is.
So
But it's still my active turn.
it is.
So
Situation awareness step 3 though, we're moving again.
Yeah, we are. So I will move this guy 3
Yeah.
inches and put him onto this guy
Yeah.
to see if I can maybe finish him off.
Yeah.
My glutton will move into your leader.
So I now get to move my guys 3 inches. Now I have 2 options. I can stick these guys in and try and like break this up, but I'm going to try and get him while there's no parry involved.
Oh yeah, because he's still in base with the other guy.
Yes.
Now, does that affect? Is it
Yeah.
only when I'm fighting that guy, or is it just all the
No,
time?
what's
while I'm-
happened is he's fighting you, and as he's fighting you, he's wrapping round your swords, so that when the guys come in with their axes,
I am too busy.
yeah,
All right. Well, I at least get to attack first. So I've got 2 Druggoi there.
Yeah.
That'll be 6 white.
and you've got another Druggoi here.
Ah, yes. So
Because they
that'll be
all fight
9.
together. Yeah. Now this is
9
good
white.
for me because I can split it between my 2 characters.
Yes. Yes. So I'll maybe save the guy.
Yeah, I'm hoping that the leader can,
Absorb some of the hits.
because
Well,
the
there's only
critical will
4 strikes
definitely
to worry
go on
about.
him.
So there you go.
So the way I'm going to split it is the leader is going to take a critical and a success.
So that's the guy with the gnomish sword.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the
Other guy will take.
the guy that's about to die potentially is going to take 2 standard.
Yeah.
So he's going to roll his defense.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's not being hit by somebody with high impact. That's what he gets.
Yeah. Roll.
Now you got a super critical. Now super critical can knock out 3 successes.
Yeah.
So they're gone.
Lucky you. He survives. Lives
Yeah.
to fight another
And he
day.
didn't need to use his parry.
No, he can't parry.
Oh, sorry.
he's got the
Sorry, we're
big
doing the
nature.
flair
Yeah.
guy.
It's the other guy.
The other guy gets that. So quite a bit less
quite
in
beefy.
defense, but it's more consistent dice.
Mm-hmm.
And he rolled a crit
Enough.
and a success, so that's gone as well.
Yeah. Okay, now my glutton gets to go.
Yeah.
2 blue, a white, plus a blue. And I believe that's it.
That is it for him.
And does he have anything else? Useful, Druggoi, terrifying, teeth and claws, ragged clothes. What is teeth and claws?
Nothing. It's just to give you a description, if that makes sense.
Instead of just being an empty box.
It also means that technically he does have a weapon. So anything that can improve a weapon, like enchanted weapon, you can enchant his teeth.
Shiny teeth. Alright, let's see what he gets here. Crit and a hit.
That's okay.
I'll take it.
I'm going to roll my defense. Now, I didn't roll a crit, but once again, parry.
Lets you change one up.
I blocked it.
Incredibly useful.
Yeah.
Alright, so you're stage 3, guys.
My henchmen.
Yep.
They're going to go now.
Yep.
So they get 4 attack dice each.
And they're both onto my 1 leader, who is actually at full health. Ooh. Okay, 2 crits, 3 hits.
Yeah.
I'll need to work this out. So he gets 2 blue and a white to start, 1 red for his Dorian armor.
Yeah.
And he's resilient, so he gets an additional white.
That's correct.
Oh, come on. Treat me nice. Oh.
Right, so you can't parry.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd upgrade one of them to a critical.
Yeah.
Or one of them to a super critical. So you now take 2 wounds.
Yeah.
And you've only got 3. So we're now relatively equal across the board.
And you are also going to gain another 2 fear.
Yes.
Because they do care about who's going.
Okay. So that'll be that fight done.
Yeah.
I still have momentum.
And
so can I rally now?
Yes. So to rally, it's just 1 momentum, and then we're doing a morale check where you roll your morale level, and for each critical you roll, you get to remove a fear token. Cad can react with this.
And I'm going to react by rallying.
So Cad's at this point is going to react by rallying because he's got quite a lot of fear at the moment.
Yeah. So we're both our commanders are just standing there. Hold the line!
Yeah.
Hold the line!
So but if his fear count was low, he could have reacted because you're there and he is there as an aggressive action. He could have reacted by resolving another round of combat. So he could have been like, I'm going to finish you off before you start to calm down.
Gotcha.
So, but as it is, you're both doing it, so you can just
So it's just the command of my leader, yeah?
Yes. So
I know it's the morale, which is the flag.
So you're 2 blues for your one.
2 blues.
Okay. And I'm looking for skulls.
Yes. So every skull that you roll, removes 1 fear.
Okay. Ooh. Come on. No.
And my one. Now, their morale is this. Their special rule is they always get an extra blue dice.
Right.
So where the Druggoi are being terrifying and fearful and getting more models throughout the game, the Eightfold Path are staying around.
But because of this guy here, his thing isn't just a normal flare, it's a cleanser. Now there's billowing smoke coming out of it that they believe keeps them safe from the curse.
Okay.
Which adds in another blue.
Ooh. Okay.
So I want to get skulls.
Oh, God.
And if I get 2, which I don't get any, if I got 2, I'd have dropped myself below the threshold.
Yeah, so we're both still on the threshold.
Yeah.
So one thing that you can do is that if you want, which is where you're the active player, is that you've only spent 2 momentum on that unit. So your command is 3, so therefore your command plus 1, you can do 4 actions. So you can do that another 2 times. So you can spend the rest of your turn trying to rally.
Yeah.
And Cad, because he spent 3, he can only do it once. So you got the opportunity of like
bringing yourself
back in, and Cad failing like he did again.
Yeah.
So I'm going to reduce. Sorry, your action first. I'm guessing you are rallying.
Rallying.
I'm going to spend 1 as well.
Let's just roll and see what we get.
You need
I kid you not. That is what I just rolled. Lovely.
Unfortunately, you're still at 4, so you need to have that. You need to do that again. And
I
Cad
reduced
has got
it by 1,
and his
which
at
means
5.
I am going to be safe.
But
because you've got the
morale
star.
is 5.
I've got the star, which is adding into my morale.
So he's up to 7.
Grr. Alright, so this is me trying to save myself here.
Yeah, but Cad can't. But the great thing is now, because you've now forced Cad to react a lot in this turn, is that he's done all his 4 actions on that unit, so you get a free chance to do it. He can bring his gnome in.
Do you bring the gnome in?
I'm gonna.
Do I bring the little guy in?
Everybody's engaged, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw in the gnome.
Because by doing that, he's activated a whole new round of combat, so he gets to try and cut you down.
Right. I am going to say that's opposed.
Yes.
So I get my 2 and 2.
Yeah, and was Cad doing a double move to get in?
I am doing a double move.
So you do gain a white dice as well.
Additional white.
So you roll your dice first because you're the active player, and Cad has to beat your score. So
if I knock out the critical, you've still got the successes.
So I get to go first, and I get to try and bring myself back.
Yes.
Skulls? No.
No.
So I didn't actually need to necessarily fight the round of combat. So this could go badly for me.
Yeah. Do you have to, because you declared it, you have to go in?
Yes, he's committed to it. As soon as you've placed that token and you said that's what you're doing, you're committed to doing that.
Right.
The only time where there's a potential of it not happening is that, for example, if you both say you're charging, and I was saying I was charging you, and you're saying you're charging me, if I won, you could choose to either negate doing your combat or to do it, but you do that before you do it. So that choice has got to be made at the beginning. So you either choose to fight 2 rounds of combat, or you say, I'm not going to fight my round.
Okay. Cad, bring in the gnome.
So to go 10 inches, he's going to have to jump off of here. Because this is a semi-friendly game,
okay.
there's a possibility that we can agree between us something called a narrative section.
Okay.
So he's going to jump off of there.
Okay. It's not incredibly high here, so I'm going to say it's like a 1 in 6 chance.
So what we do is we take a white dice on a 1 in 6. If I roll a critical, he falls over and takes a wound as part of the action.
Okay.
So no critical, he's in.
So he bounces down, gets in, and you're onto you're onto one of my little guys.
He's not that powerful in combat, so the reason he's smacking one of your little guys is I wanted to force another round of combat.
Was he the closest?
Closest unengaged. Everybody's engaged. So I could pick whichever model I liked.
Friendly game. Okay. Well, that means we're up to awareness 6.
Yeah, so you get to strike first.
Yep. So I'll get my
This is when it comes and bites me in the bum because he kills my leader.
White.
Yeah. Yeah.
No cards to play.
No cards.
Oh, this has just been absolute brutality.
Yeah. Oh.
2 crits and a hit.
Once again, high impact, probably taking away one of my dice.
Yep.
Oh, look at
my
that.
God. Rolls exactly what he needs. Luck. Luck.
It had to swing eventually.
But it's still my active turn, so when we go to the next step down, the 4s, I get to go first.
Yep. Now, luckily, I've surrounded you.
Yeah, so I really have to split those attacks down.
Yeah.
So. Where is he? I'm sorry,
That's all right.
My brain is just going, ah! Extra white, extra 2 whites. Oh, okay, let's see. Come on. Hit him. Hit him. Or not.
Right.
Criticals are okay.
The 2 crits. So what I'm going to do is I have to split them out separately.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put a critical on my guy with the character there, put a critical on this guy here, and a success on this guy here. Okay. Now, you can choose to remove 2 dice, but they're split across the 3 models.
So I have to choose from the 3 models?
From the 3 models.
So I can only do 1, or can I do 2 on 1?
Because you've got 2 swords, each with high impact 1, you can do 1 model with 2, or 2 models with 1.
Okay.
So do you want to see their defences?
Yeah.
So the defence for each of the axemen is this.
Okay.
That is provided by equipment, so you can't touch those. Not that you'd want to touch the white dice.
The whites are the stats, yeah.
Now, the hero.
How many wounds does the hero have left?
1.
1. I will take the 2 reds off the hero.
Yeah, he also doesn't have parry.
So I think that's going to be my best bet here.
Also, if you take him out, I lose that extra blue dice from his equipment. Yeah. So I'd be out.
Drops down to 5.
And I didn't roll a critical.
It didn't. You rolled a 1 success.
Let's just bring him in. Okay.
So he's gone.
Yeah.
You don't get to test to turn him because he's a white cloak.
Okay.
They've already passed the test where they had to drink the Druggoi blood.
So that's in the backstory of how you become a white cloak. So once you've either been initiated in battle or you've done the test, you drink a vial of the blood. If you change, you get killed. If you don't change, you've ascended to become a white cloak. So because these guys are already found out they're immune to the curse,
they're not so worried.
They can't. Your special rule doesn't work on them.
Okay. Still, that was worth it because he's at that lower initiative step than me.
Yeah.
Just about. and he's not going to get to swing at me.
And because he's dead, the reason why it was a mistake potentially to do this other round of combat, without him, I failed.
Ah, so
So you're both broken.
Yeah, we're both broken. And there's a very specific order that works out in as well, which will probably mean that you win.
Oh, okay.
Well, by probably.
Well, you've got your other 2 guys to save.
Yeah, I'm hoping that I will cut down everybody that matters. So, yeah, my other 2 guys are rolling this.
4 and 1, okay.
Yeah, so against the single critical, he's
He's
gone.
gone.
And
So you do get to try and do the blue dice
I'll
on
try
a
and turn
critical.
him. Yeah.
Yes!
Rise, my minions! Rise!
And the last guy with a single success is
It's
fine.
okay.
Yeah.
It's scared now though, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Well, his mates just weren't. What's that, Bob?
Also,
you're hungry,
once
oh,
again, a higher situational awareness step, so he's getting to join in the fight. This guy here was situational. My gnome was situational awareness 4. I'll attack. You can pick which of your models, if they're heroes, at the situational awareness steps to strike first.
Okay.
The reason I want the gnome to strike first is because if he kills him, his attacks are only split between 2 models.
Ah, clever.
So the gnome, unfortunately, only has 3 white dice for his attack.
It could do it. It could do it.
He rolled a critical.
Still,
So I save on 3.
Yeah.
And I get
And
nothing.
he got nothing. So he's been taken out by the gnome.
so that's last
Situational
plan.
awareness step 4.
Yeah.
So
Your other 4 goes
the other 4 goes.
with his big melee attack with that gnomish sword.
Yeah. Oh, that's
4,
not
5.
so good.
5 successes.
I needed the criticals really because I want to try and get I only need a single wound on your leader.
And as it stands, I can split those out, so I can put 3 on the glutton and 2 on the leader.
Yes, you can.
Cool. I'll take the ones on the leader first. So 3 blue, 1 red, 1 white.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's move those out of the way. He's taking 2 regular hits.
He rolled
Super crit. Yeah, he's more than happy.
He's absolutely fine. And then the glutton saves are 2 blue and a white, plus a white. And I think that's him.
Yeah.
So for 2 hits. Oh, he's fine.
Yes, he's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And then at situational awareness step 3, models get to move. You get to move first, so you can literally jump all 3 of those. You can swing him round to here.
He'll swing to here, he'll swing to here, and leave a hole there. It also means that all of these are going on that one dude now.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's pretty dead.
That's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I don't know, I could roll.
You could. That's the trouble with the white dice is that.
Or not.
Or not.
4 crits.
So 4 crits. How many successes?
2 successes.
I could do it. I need to roll 5 crits. But not that.
No. So he's
He's
dead.
gone.
He's gone.
You get to roll to turn him again.
Come on, rise. Yeah.
Oh!
Rise, my minion.
Oh, the dwarf's somehow back.
Okay.
And the last thing is your glutton.
Yep, with his attack. So 2 blues to start with 1 white, then plus a blue for his aggressive, and that's it.
Yeah.
If I don't drop the white.
Oh!
Oh, mama, he's feeling it
You're
today.
pulling out the criticals when you need it.
So, unroll my defense.
Yeah.
Oh.
Takes 1.
No, none.
Because the super critical takes
yeah,
a
sorry, I
critical
missed
and a success away, and the other 2 criticals take the criticals away. So he's managed to
Just
fight off.
But that'll be turn.
That's the end of the turn. Now, this is a good showing of when not to take an action if you don't need to.
Yeah.
Because
you charged in.
Because I charged in and lost all those models, if I hadn't fought the round of combat, I wouldn't have broken. What I was worried about is you not breaking.
Aye.
So, we do morale checks first. My morale is 5 because I lost that guy.
Yeah.
I've now got 8 fear tokens, so I'm broken.
I've got 4, so I'm also broken.
Yeah. But the way it works is the reactive player does their morale first, and then the reactive player tests their nerve first.
Right.
If your whole force is broken, you lose.
Right.
My whole force broke. I'm the reactive player, so I break first. You win.
So that's an advantage of being the active and the reactive player. So yeah.
Yeah,
Wow, it's really cool.
if I'd not gone in, you would have broken.
And you would have won.
And I'd have won. That was literally on a knife edge.
I like how close it came. You know the way you get some of those games, you're getting right down to the end of it, and it's just like, oh, it's kind of a foregone conclusion.
Yeah.
We were scrapping to the very last dice roll there. It was great.
And even if it had been the other way around and I'd been the active player, I would have still won. Even though you had all those models, because you broke, I'm the active player, so you do your nerve check first, your whole force is broken, you lose. So it's literally about who was active at that moment
in time.
And what if I held, say, one Druggoi out of the combat?
If you held one of your characters, so your Druggoi or your Glutton, that would have meant you could do a test, and your test is a little bit different to mine. You do your morale test, and you need to get as many criticals as the wounds Druggoi have taken. So in this case, you'd have needed to get 6. You've only got 2 blue dice. It would have been impossible. But in a larger game, what would happen is you'd have multiple models, and each additional hero you have adds in an extra blue dice. So if you've got 10 heroes, you'd get an additional 9 blue dice to whichever hero is testing. And if you only need to get 6, there's a good chance you're going to do it.
All right, well, everybody, that is how you play the Tales, or the Legends of Fabled Realms. Drop your comments in below. We will move on here. We will see you in the next one.
Cheers. Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed this Let's Play. Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now, and be sure to check out beastsofwar.com for the latest gaming news and gaming Let's Plays. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe, and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.